Greetings, Fright Nights and Monster Girls. I'm Count Jackula.
And I'm the Horror Guru.
And we're back, and we just saw Netflix's Castlevania.
I've been looking forward to watching this one, and I am so glad it's lived up to my expectations.
Fucking shit.
Actually, it surpassed it.
Yeah, it did.
It did. This is one of those things where I'm just sitting there going, like, afterwards, we were sitting there going, I think that was the best video game adaptation we've ever seen.
Hands down.
Hands down,
the best video game adaptation of any.
And that's including
medium.
Some of the good ones, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this was fucking above par.
It is fucking Castlevania.
100%. Like, they're mashing together, like, Symphony of the Night and Castlevania 3, but they're doing it really well.
Yeah. The baseline of the story is Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Mm-hmm. The main hero is Trevor Belmont.
Mm-hmm. Not Simon, Trevor.
Yeah, not Simon. Sypha shows up.
They kind of give some allusions to Simon when they talk about, like, the past Belmonts.
Yeah. They talk about past Belmonts at one point, but Trevor's our dude.
Yep.
And he's even got, like, the big fur coat.
Yeah.
You know, like...
And I love the in-universe justification for it having that cool little wavy bottom. It's like, it's all tears from battle.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, it's so fucking cool. Without getting into spoiler territory, first of all, thumbs up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. If you're a fucking fan of old school video games like Castlevania and shit, then you need to watch this because this totally captures that feel and even goes further with it.
And if you're a fan of old school 90s violent anime.
Oh yeah, this is
whoa.
This is 90s anime. Like, this is Vampire Hunter D to the extreme.
Oh yeah.
And Vampire Hunter D when I was a kid felt like it was already the extreme. And this is like that taken till 11.
Yeah. Oh my God. So much blood.
Oh Jesus.
So much blood. So much gore.
I love anime like Attack on Titan, but I've always kind of felt like Attack on Titan felt a little too PG-13'd, especially given its content. Like, you have all these scenes
there's not a lot of blood
where these titans are like crashing into the city, and it's like extremely like heart-wrenching and like awful, and you have all this like intense music, but they're eating people and there's no blood, and it always felt like something was missing. At least to me. A lot of younger anime fans I talk to don't feel like something's missing, but it always felt like it was wrong for me because I'm sitting there going, like, I used to watch anime where it was all fucking blood and tits.
Yeah. It's some of those sequences in like fucking Akira where like the guy's like getting shot up by the machine gun.
Akira, fucking Wicked City, fucking Violence Jack, fucking
even Cowboy Bebop,
Ninja Scroll.
Well,
even Cowboy Bebop wasn't even that bloody, but it at least felt a little more intense, you know.
Well, it had enough.
Yes.
Like, if a dude got cut, he bled. If a guy got shot, he bled.
That's true.
You know, it just wasn't the excessive amounts of some of the other ones, but it was there. And in this one, this is a blood orgy.
Yeah, this is gnarly as shit.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Written by Warren Ellis.
Oh, that's something that I feel like I either forgot or didn't know going in, because when I saw my our friend Seth talking about the show, saying it was written by Warren Ellis, I'm like, oh shit, we have to watch this.
Yeah, like years ago, Warren Ellis wrote a script for the Castlevania movie that never happened because the Van Helsing Hugh Jackman movie was a flop.
Okay, if this is essentially what he had written,
I'm pretty sure it is.
I would watch that movie.
Oh yeah,
I would watch that movie hardcore.
Totally. Well, we kind of just did.
Yes.
You know, it's a 4-episode animated show, but really what it is it's a single movie long pilot for season 2.
Yeah.
Which they're already have locked in. They're already going to make it.
That's the other thing I want to tell you before we get to the spoilers, that if you're like, oh man, I'm in the middle of watching House of Cards, I'm in the middle of watching like the latest season of whatever, I don't know if I have time to watch another show. This is 4 episodes that are each 25 minutes long.
Yeah, so it's really quick. It only lasts a little under an hour and 40 minutes.
That's nothing. You can watch that in an afternoon as if it were a movie.
Yeah.
And it basically is like a 2-hour movie setting up another season.
Yeah, but it tells a really good story, which is just a story of who these fucking miscreants are.
It's setting up who all these characters are, and the real arc of this is essentially Trevor learning why he's a Belmont. Learning what it means to be a Belmont again after having lost his faith in like everything.
Yeah, because the setup is basically this. Dracula's wife is burned at the stake, and he vows vengeance on all the countryside. In the middle, at some time, the Belmonts are all completely discredited as, having been tainted. And while Dracula is performing his destruction of Wallachia, Trevor is just sort of like this drunken adventurer who just, for the love of fuck, wants to be left alone, but can't help himself. He has to do something.
Yeah. He's a loner asshole with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I've always loved those characters. That's what like fucking Kurt Russell played a million times in the 80s.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's a type of character that we don't get much these days. Like we occasionally get him. That's John Wick kind of fills that role a little bit, and so does Star-Lord.
Yep.
But I've always loved those characters.
Well, it makes sense that if you're gonna base it on Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse, it should probably feel like an 80s movie, and it does. Well, because it does.
Okay, so we're set in fucking the 1500s?
Yeah, like 1472.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's set in that period of time. It's dealing with Dracula, Vlad the Impaler. It's set in this kind of like retro past that has this kind of futuristic, like clockwork steampunk thing going on with it.
like Castlevania does.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
But it's kind of filmed like a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very much like, Stranger Comes into Town with Trevor Belmont being the man with no name,
Absolutely. Mixed in with Warren Ellis's just completely R-rated and
oh my God, the fucking
dialogue.
Oh my God. Okay, like very early on, there is a conversation about goat fucking. It's that kind of
It's the moment
fucking
this was
story.
written by Warren Ellis, if you didn't see the name.
Yes.
It's fucking great. So, God, what more can we say before we talk about spoilers?
You should definitely go see this if you're a fan of the old video games.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Fucking binge it.
Just watch it. It's very quick and it's very satisfying.
I assure you, once you watch the first episode, you're going to be like, oh shit, I got to watch the second one now.
Yeah, you're just going to keep going. It's really, really good, top notch. And with that, spoilers. Okay, so Sypha shows up in this.
Yep.
Who is the mage from Castlevania 3.
Absolutely. And if you got our illusion that this is mixing in Symphony of the Night and Dracula 3, that would imply, and considering that this plot's about the death of Dracula's wife, that there's a certain other character, a certain other vampire who pops up.
Yeah, so Alucard is in this.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing what they did, which is Alucard does first appear in Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. But in that one, he's just like vampire, like blah, blah, I turned into a bat.
They gave him like the Bishonen look.
Yeah, from Symphony of the Night. They brought that version of Alucard into that story.
The
and
badass...
oh my God, the fucking details they pull. Holy crap. Anytime this show has an opportunity to make a reference to the video games, it takes it.
Oh, yeah, right down to the fact that there's a point where he throws an axe and it like boomerangs.
Yeah, boomerangs. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, an axe just boomerangs.
There's points where he throws knives and they make noises very similar to the games.
Yeah. He does have a whip.
When Alucard shows up, he is kind of doing that like shadow stepping thing.
Yeah, he does the shadow stepping thing. He has the sword familiar from fucking Symphony of the Night. If you fucking bothered to get that thing, he has it.
The various forms of Dracula in this.
Yes.
Like appearing in the flames and the way he like teleports and shit, like all of that.
Yeah. But the basic Dracula is very obviously based on Symphony of the Night.
The one point where he's made up of a bunch of bats.
Yeah.
A mixture of bats and crows, actually.
Yeah. Oh my God. So basically
and Trevor is using a whip the whole time. A whip and a short sword.
Yeah. Holy water comes up. And they fucking do some shit with holy water that you're like, holy
There's a point
shit.
where Trevor needs food and he buys a piece of a leg from this lady.
Yeah. It's just like, Yeah, you're like, God damn it! If only they had called it a pork chop, it would have been perfect.
Dracula, the inside of Dracula's the outside of Dracula's castle looks like what you would expect it would look like from the inside in the game's perspective, because it's
got those flying buttresses that go fucking nowhere.
It's also just awkwardly shaped because normally you have the castle and it's like this.
Yeah,
this has like all these like protruding buildings for no fucking reason that are just in all these weird places, and they're moving because it's all clockwork.
And they tell you that Castlevania, Dracula's castle, exists in different parts of space-time.
Yes, it can, and it moves wherever it wants, and the inside of it moves.
Yeah, like Dracula's castle is electrical. They have electric lights, but it's the 1400s.
Yep.
And so people look at it and they're
that
like...
was one of the things they did. They made Dracula's wife be a scientist.
Yeah.
A scientist
she's a doctor. Yeah.
And she's burned as a witch as opposed to just being a witch.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the original story, like, she's just a witch that falls in love with Dracula.
And that's what I love about it. That's the part that felt the most sympathy of the night, where you're like, you actually sympathize with Dracula a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those, like, these people kind of deserve it.
This is one of those, Dracula's the main antagonist, but he's not the villain of the story.
At least this first season.
At least the first season. He obviously has to be stopped, but you're like, I get why you're doing this, man. I totally get why you're doing this. There's a
priest who's the main villain of this season, which is, like I said, only 4 episodes, so he's the main villain of this season. He doesn't last very long, but he's voiced by Max Headroom.
Matt Frewer.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he does a great job.
Oh, he's great.
Oh,
because at first I didn't even realize it was him. It's only in certain moments when he gets like, it's like, you will take in the love of God. You're just like, oh shit, that is him.
Yeah.
Fucking,
oh my God, when that guy finally dies, the thing the demon says to him is fucking amazing. How could you enter the house of God? There is no God in this house.
It's an empty
box. Lying in the house of God? No wonder he has abandoned you. You're like, oh,
your God holds no love for you.
But we do. We love you. It's you who brought us here. It's like, oh, this is beautiful. This is great.
And I kind of love that whole like fuck the church mentality, because that's something that's not that's not really explored very much in the actual game. So that feels like a Warren Ellis special here.
Oh God, yeah. Fuck the church.
Because mainly the games are mainly like you are dashing hero fighting Dracula, or you are Alucard fighting Dracula,
which is still dashing hero.
Because they factor the church and all that stuff, they also often refer to Dracula as Satan, taking in elements from some of the later games where Dracula is Satan.
Yeah. Well, he's not technically Satan, but he's the devil.
Yeah.
He actually fights Satan. It's weird.
But in this, it's obviously like these people conflate him with Satan.
Yeah. So he just has all this satanic stuff that he does. Mm-hmm. Despite also being a very sympathetic villain.
Yes, very sympathetic.
Yeah.
And so we have these 3 heroes. We have Trevor, we have Alucard, we have Sypha.
Yeah.
And Sypha, she's a fucking...
She does all this shit. She shoots the blue light.
She's essentially a Roma mage.
Yeah.
And she even does like the Roma like look out fucking Dio devil horns to ward off the evil thing when she does her magic, and that detail I loved.
Fucking holy water ice daggers.
Oh God, that was great.
Holy water ice daggers.
There's only one problem with that finale is they have this great standoff where Trevor gets all the villagers and he organizes them, and it's just like, no, God's not going to save us. We have to fight. Here's what you do, and he has them like rub their swords and salt. And like he has the one priest who is not part of like the evil priest.
Yeah. He's the priest who was there before the archbishop shows up.
He has them bless the water, so it's holy water, and they start using holy water, and they start using their what do you call them, hose as spears.
Yeah.
But the only problem I have with that is they have this point where they corner off all these demons with these ice walls, and like they're like marching in on them with their spears. And I'm just saying that the only problem is that all these demons have wings. Like, you could just fly over the walls.
Yeah, they could just fly over it. Yeah.
That was my only problem.
Yeah, but whatever.
Here's the thing. I would have bought it if they actually had one demon try to fly up and like one of the
archers take it out. Yeah. Yeah, that have worked. One of the other things, oh God, one of the surprise things in this is I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, there's platforming in this story.
Yes, there actually
and it works. It's not awkward.
Because Dracula's castle has all these fucking, like, clockwork mechanisms, like, throughout it, constantly making things move. Fucking Trevor's jumping and he's using his whip to fucking whip from one gear to another.
Swing from one thing to another, and
there's a million breakaway platforms in this.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. So you're just watching it, you're like, oh my God, it's a fucking Castlevania.
And there's even a fucking
movie.
Mini boss he fights at one point. He fights a Cyclops.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my God, I can't say enough good things. This. Look, the wait has been worth it. This is it. This is essentially the Castlevania movie.
It's also fucking returned to fucking hard R bloody animation.
Oh my God, yeah. Fuck yeah, about goddamn time.
Thank you, Netflix. Make more things like this.
Yeah, this was produced by, was it,
like Ari Shakur?
Ari Shakur.
The guy who did, he did the Dread. He produced Dread.
He was also the producer of the, like, gritty Power Rangers short, which I actually really liked.
He also did that, what was it, like, what is it called, like, Laundry Change? Or
yeah, the one the Punisher's doing laundry.
The Punisher's doing laundry.
Thomas Jane.
As well as the one that he did with Joe Lynch, which is essentially My Man Bites Dog, but with Venom.
Yeah.
So he's done all these, like, fun bootleg shorts, and he did the movie Dread, and now he's producing this, and I'm a fan of the guy.
It's worth it.
I love his work. Like,
yeah.
I know he's a controversial figure because he's a very abrasive of personality, but I'm starting to find that a lot of these...
I feel weird because every time I hear the guy talk, I'm like, I kind of like this guy.
People say the same thing about Max Landis, and every time he talks, I'm like, I love this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just like these kind of alternative... abrasive people.
Well, the alternative people who got, like, fucking opinions and aesthetics.
Yes.
You know, it's like, no,
and they have strong opinions. I don't always agree.
Strong, yeah.
I don't always agree, but there's one of those things where I respect how staunch you are in your opinion.
Well, it's usually because it's not bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like it's actually their opinion.
What does Ari Shakur like? He likes hard R 80s style gritty stuff.
Yeah, and goth shit.
Goth shit, yes.
This
has all
was
that.
Perfect.
This is perfect.
This was fucking amazing. Oh my God, when Alucard appeared, you're just sitting there going, yes. Because look, if you were a video game fan who played Symphony of the Night, or a young lady who was like, Alucard is my husbando. Oh, you were gonna love when he finally appears.
Oh God, yeah.
Holy fucking shit. I love the fact that Trevor calls him, is like, look, you're not floating Savior Jesus.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Because there's this whole fucking prophecy where there's like this savior underneath the city, but it's weird because they also acknowledge that their prophecies aren't necessarily passed down; they're from the future.
Yeah. Which is an allusion to some of the weird places Castlevania goes. So it's all that you.
So he hasn't been there for thousands of years. He's only been there for a year.
Well, since the Troubles started.
Yeah. Well, you actually see it because you see Alucard fights Dracula at the beginning, and then he disappears, and you don't know what happens to him, and then they find him underneath there, and he's basically been nursing his wounds for a year.
Yeah, because like his dad fucks him up.
Yes.
You know, it's so good. I can't recommend it enough. You need to go
and you're not going to be lost. Even if you haven't played it. Because it's been forever since I played a Castlevania game, but I was able to follow this pretty easily.
Yeah. The only character that hasn't showed up from Castlevania 3 has been Grant the Pirate, which they are doing another season, and they haven't fought Dracula yet. So, obviously...
I'm almost wondering if next season's going to be basically their journey to the castle.
So, then they just get there, and then it ends in season 3. Yeah. Look, if it's as entertaining as this season, it can do that.
Well, absolutely, because this basically led up to them fucking unleashing Alucard, and that was fine enough.
No. The fight between Trevor and Alucard is great.
But like I said, it's only 4 episodes. They're 25 minutes long. It goes by really fast.
So obviously anime-inspired.
Yes.
So full of fucking anime goodness.
It's drawn like an anime.
Yeah. It's supposed to resemble, like, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Well, because that's the thing. Like those little vampire, like, those fucking, Castlevania drawings they started doing after Symphony of the Night, like the sketches of all the characters. They look like anime characters.
They do, yeah.
And they kind of brought them to life that way in this. So
Yeah, so fucking good. Holy crap. No, just go see it. Once again, thumbs completely up. Eat a pork chop that comes out of a wall that you find with a whip.
Whoopsh.